Good evening, everyone. I'm Michael Torres, a scholar, activist, and artist from the Bronx, New York. And like Angelise Williams in the clip, I had a burning passion for drama growing up. The theater, movies, all of it. With my father as a young child, I'd watch the horror classics: Dracula, Halloween, Night of the Living Dead, Godzilla. One of the most vivid and early memories I have is watching the shower scene in Psycho. So I was seeing a lot of this. And I wasn't scared, but instead I was fascinated. But yet I never thought of writing plays and movies of my own until I wrote a screenplay for the Scenarios USA Real Deal Writing Contest. My script made me a finalist, and as a result, I was invited to participate in a mentorship project with Scenarios USA and the Writers Guild of America East. I was paired with a professional writer and dramatist, Janet Brenner, who would help me develop and write a full-length script. For my mentorship project, I knew I wanted to write a giallo. Does anyone here know what a giallo is? Just raise your hand. Anyone? One person in the back? Okay, that's fine. So a giallo is an Italian-style murder mystery horror film. It's emerged from these yellow paperback mystery novels that were in Italy at the time, the 60s and 70s. So I wanted to write a film like that was set in New York City. And I wanted to twist the conventions of the horror genre in some way that was unique to me. I wanted to write a social justice horror film. Growing up in the South Bronx, I'd hear men catcalling. They'd leer at my sisters and me. This certain, swagger in their walk. And oftentimes I was afraid to walk down the street in my neighborhood. I still am sometimes. But now I see what's behind the posturing. It's the legacies of racism, slavery, and poverty. During my mentorship project, I wrote Avenue Death. The mass murderer, Elena Matos, grew up poor in the richest city in the world, just like me. At first, she avenges the death of her girlfriend, but ultimately, she turns her anger and pain into a crusade for social justice, calling for a bloody revolution. My mentor, Janet, did more than guide me through the scriptwriting process. She encouraged me and helped me to apply to NYU's dramatic writing program, something I hadn't known anything about before. I'm now completing my freshman year at NYU as an MLK scholar. Before I'd heard of Scenarios USA, I never would have imagined writing a script, let alone creating a new genre. I never would have imagined attending NYU, let alone receiving this wonderful scholarship for dramatic writing. I was the only person in my high school who applied to an arts program. I've reimagined my future, I've taken a risk, and I've defined a new genre. These are just a few of the things I have in common with tonight's honoree, Christina Norman. We were both raised by strong Puerto Rican mothers in the Bronx. Shout out to my mom. We both imagine the unimaginable, and our work includes diverse voices and a real dialogue about race, class, and inequity. For 17 years, Christina worked at MTV, starting at Beavis and Butthead and ending as the company's president. She is now the executive editor of Huffington Post's Black Voices, where she's shaping the overall vision of a new medium. Since the September 2011 launch, the Black Voices audience has jumped 22% to 3.6 million unique users. I'm very pleased to present the 2012 Real Deal Award for her visionary contributions to media and her steadfast commitment to dispelling stereotypes about gender, race, and power to Christina Norman.